Okay, so this is a video I hoped I'd never have to make, but I am paid by a big oil company to slate electric cars, EVs or whatever you want to call them, and they even bought me my Porsche Taycan and paid for it so that I could slate it in videos online, which I've been doing. A lot of comments suggested this and said that, so I've got some apologies to make to them. I'm going to actually expose who this group of people are and who this company is within this video, so I'd like you to do me a favour and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and also give it a thumbs up and get this message out there into the world to let other people know and expose these people, because they hounded me until they were blue in the face. So I'm going to get down to it. I'm going to read a few comments out from the people who said that I was paid by a big oil company. I'm going to read their comments out and make my apologies to them, and then we'll get down to it. But do give me a thumbs up, please, and try and support me through this. So without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, so let's get down to business. I've got some comments that I'm going to read out from people that have suggested this in the past, that I was paid by big oil companies to slate electric cars, when really we know that they are the future, and it's not that difficult to charge them, because you charge them while you're asleep in bed at night, and you don't really charge when you're out and about, and nobody really needs to go on long journeys, etc. And we know that petrol and diesel cars are bad for the environment, etc. So let's get down to business, and my apologies first to these people. So we've got Rob Harrett here, who got it really bang on the nail, really, didn't you? It said, I guarantee that a big oil company bought this car for this guy in return for him lying and slagging off EVs continuously. I can't think of any other reason he would talk such nonsense. None of it is true. Well, Rob, I'm sorry, but these guys hounded me until they were blue in the face, and I eventually gave in. So I apologise, and they said my prime objective was to hammer into people that electric cars are bad, show the negative sides of electric cars and don't show any positives. They just hounded me and said I've got to push that message out until I'm blue in the face. Anyway, we've got the next one. Henry Hattar. This guy seems maniacally, is that a comment, engaged with ranting against EVs. I can only conclude Shell, BP and other oil companies send him checks regularly. I have to give the economy of truth from this man firm thumbs down. And then the next one, we've got Gary Coleman here, 8537. The McMaster guy is paid by the oil companies for these lies. China is already outselling Japan. BYD is now the biggest brand worldwide in sales. I actually saw BYD cars in Australia, and I said they looked terrible, the design on them was terrible, and I actually think they're gorgeous. They're a beautiful looking car, absolutely amazing. Alfero 3149, ignorance. I wish there was an EV agenda. Sadly, there are only oil companies lobbying and spreading like this guy. Why is YouTube showing me this nonsense? And then we have Steen BR. Is this guy a joke or for real? He has probably tattooed a Chevron logo somewhere. That's an oil company in the United States, by the way. It says plus Chevron is a US oil company brand, not one from the UK. And then Farvision also says, so oil companies have you by your mushroom. Finding this a bit difficult, so bear with me. Mend NZ. These anti-EV videos are funded by the oil industry. Like 100 years ago, these companies still want to get rid of threats to their $4 trillion business. John Klein. says, how much did the oil companies pay you for this hit piece? I wasn't going to do it, but they literally was on and on and on. They went on and on until they were blue in the face. We've got Derek Walden here. It says, Lee, I bought a brand new Audi e-tron RS GT in January 2023 for 130,000. I sold it in February 2024 for 65,000. This was the best price I could achieve, even though I'd only done 4,300 miles. This cost me nearly £1,000 per week in depreciation and over 16 pounds, sorry, got rain on there, 16 pounds per mile. They are a complete con, driven by political motives. Obviously, he's wrong. These misinformation stories are all made up, Clive Palmer says. Paid for by Arab oil companies who are, I'll have to beat this a bit out, shitting themselves that EVs are becoming more popular. What a joke they are indeed. And then Giancarlo Villa, easy way to get Arab oil company money. Just put your hand up to spread misinformation about EVs and renewable energy. Gary Coleman again here says, I've seen him a few times. This guy is paid by the BP oil company. And then we have Walter Fillingham here. Just bear with me a minute. Not only are you secretly sponsored by the oil companies, you're also sponsored by pretentious pret-a-manger. I think that's because I keep going to the coffee shops. Angela Kenyon 7490, petrol/oil company sponsoring at lastly, you have been asking. And then we have Paul Melkis 2976. Hi Lee, now that you are being sponsored by a major oil company, is there any chance of a discount code for diesel? We have David M. Wood. At least we all know you get paid by the oil companies. You admitted that at the start. But given the cost of running your electric Taycan, you need every penny to charge it up. With the amount it's cost you to get from St David's to Leeds via Mansfield, I could drive my 3-litre V6 Lexus to York, to Truro, and most of the way back. Daz Eats One. How much money do these oil companies give you? I'm going to get to that shortly and tell you how much also that this oil company is paid. So, sorry to ask this, I'm sure it's been asked before today. Are you sure you're not sponsored by one of the big oil companies? That's Till I Die. Leslie Ann McLean 857. As a chair of the big oil company group, I can thank you for all the great advertising you do on behalf of the ICE. P.S. Checks in the post. Then we have Dabrab. Lee cannot possibly get money from the oil companies. If he did, he'd be able to afford a decent barber. Keep up the good work, chaps. You're helping me keep sane in an increasingly bizarre world. Have a good 2024. And then Steve K. Harrison says, paid for by Mobile Oil Company. Or Mobil it is, isn't it? Mobil. Negative of EVs must be from an oil company. John Porter 5828. I apologise, John. He's put yawn. Just another big oil propaganda video. I said, I'm presuming you're yawning because you sat there waiting for your car to charge. More oil company from Colin Frampton 6118. Then we've got Rascalap. EVs are an ideological choice, not a logical choice. David Maskell says, who drives from John O'Groats to Land's End easy as quickly as possible in an electric car? Why drive that distance? It's run over complete countries. Who does that? What are you trying to prove? How much are you getting paid by oil companies? So, let's get down to who's actually paying me. Well, these guys, I told you, they were hounding me for months, and before I gave in, they wouldn't leave me alone. They were literally calling me and getting on to me until they were blue in the face. So I'm going to expose these guys now, and here they are.
May we introduce ourselves?
We are Smurfs, not gnomes or elves.
We all work at National.
There you go, blue in the face, Smurfs. Now then, obviously that was a tongue-in-cheek apology, because I make no apologies, because I'm going to carry on making videos about electric cars. And are they negative? No, they're not. They're a realistic proof of what it's like to own an electric car in the real world. I have an electric car. I will continue showing you what it is like to own an electric car on a daily basis as a daily driver, and they don't work. And that's what I'm showing you, as if I'm paid by big oil companies. Who's going to pay an old bloke from Mansfield? Honestly, all you evangelists out there, I hope you've learnt your lesson here. Give us a thumbs up, by the way, all my supporters out there who like these EV videos. Give us that thumbs up, as if the Smurfs from National. Who remembers that commercial? I'm going to carry on doing EV videos. I've got a few things as well. There was one comment this morning saying you can't carry on doing EV videos, you'll run out of content. Not at all. Next month I'm going to be going down to Benidorm in my Porsche Taycan to show you what it's like to drive long distances from the UK down to Europe and use the charging points there. And also I'm heading over to the United States to pick up a Tesla, and I'm going to drive across the United States to show you what it is like. I was going to do it in a normal EV, but I think that would be a little bit of a nightmare, so we're going to try and do it on the Tesla network. If you did find this video amusing and you don't like electric cars, what I'm saying is, with it all, is that if you want an electric car, have an EV. They're not for everybody, but don't keep shoving them down our throats. So all you evangelists out there, I am coming for you. I'm showing a realistic world view of what it's like to own an electric car. That's all from me today. I will be back in my Porsche Taycan very soon. I'm over in Mallorca at the moment. Not that you know, it's raining, it's cloudy and it's freezing. So I shall see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
National's the one place on earth
You get